This is kvci.blogspot.com, and this is the last day of 2011. We are about to march into a new year, and we must take into consideration that in the history of the United States of America, never before have we had a black African-American president. But we got Barack Obama sitting in the White House, and we want to put him back in office as soon as possible. You hear me, Sean Hannity? I'm saying what I mean, and I mean what I say. We want him back in office, and we're going to work to that end. We down here at Wild Adventures in Lowndes County, Georgia, and I got my beautiful brother, Rhynes Robinson, on YouTube. That's Doc Ghetto Child. Visit that particular YouTube channel because he has some beautiful paintings. He's an artist, he draws. He's a singer, he can play the guitar. Doc can do it all. That's why we call him the Doc. If you're sick, he can hear you. What's up, Doc?
Oh, not too much. How you doing today?
2011, my beautiful brother.
Yes. And you know what?
What's that, man?
I'm pissed off.
Oh, no.
I'm pissed off with the United States federal government. Because we got Title VI on the books, and oh yes, we definitely want Barack Obama back in the White House. And this is Wild Adventures. You see those roller coasters right there? This out here is a real roller coaster ride for Black America. It's a real roller coaster. And I'm severely pissed off because we got the amendments to the constitutions of our great nation of Title VI, and nobody in Washington seems to understand what the validity of Title VI is. We are not idiots out here, and we hope we don't have idiots in Washington. We want to get some business straight here today. We need some monies on the South Side. Our communities have been neglected, and we are sick and tired of it.
And Lowndes County, Georgia, and you have written a complaint to them, have you not?
Yes, I have.
We got to get down with it. 2012 gonna be a rolling year. You thought we was rolling thunder, but 2012 thunder gonna come to you. We've sent complaints in. We've addressed the Department of Justice, the Justice Department of the United States, about the deaths in the Lowndes County Jail, the school system in Valdosta. It seems like the people in Washington don't care about the little man. But we're going to keep it in your face. We're going to keep it in your face about Section 3. We're going to keep it in the face about the small minority and disadvantaged people that live in these areas where they can get some of the funds that have been going to different communities. We need some of that money too, because we don't want our children to keep going into jails and prisons because they don't have gainful employment, and we're tired of it. This is the point that Doc is making.
And what I'm saying, I'm making it very, very clear. It seems to me as if we are being manipulated by the upper echelons of power from the Republican parties that run this good old boy network down here.
It seems like they're connected on it.
It just seems like, you know, when we send the complaint and they say it's out of their jurisdiction. How is it out of jurisdiction and you got an office called Title VI, and when we file a federal complaint with Title VI and you send it to another department, to the Department of Transportation? Well, I understand that. I understand some of it, but it's just mind-boggling.
They call it the runaround. I'm retired military. It's the runaround. I know the runaround when I get it. Can't nobody in the Justice Department say they don't know what's going on in here in Valdosta, Georgia. And it is a time that we don't just talk about local and city and state governments. We got to start talking about the Justice Department, the United States Justice Department, how they know about what's going on in many rural areas. And we sit back and we have hope, and we think that they're going to cooperate and step out and imitate the Justice Department in the 60s when they came to our aids. But I see what they mean today when they say they want the government out of their lives. They don't want the government out of our lives. But look, if we didn't have the government in the 60s to protect those young children at the Little Rock to get into school, if we didn't have the Justice Department to come in and stop these people from doing what they were doing, this nation would have just fallen from within. And it's time for the Department of Justice, and you all cannot say that you don't know what's going on in this community. And it is time that you look into the 30 deaths that we've had in the Valdosta and Lowndes County Jail. We said, we were told by a current deputy out there who wanted to share his conscience that on May the 10th, May the 8th of last year, that there was a death in the jail, a guy died from a taser, yet nothing was published about it. And the Justice Department know that we have a problem down here, but the United States Justice Department hasn't done nothing, and we've been on them ever since 1998. And hopefully 2012 will bring a difference where you all will stand up as Americans, especially the active duty retired and disabled military veterans. It's time for a change.
When we got to have it. And we is sick and tired of being excluded from metropolitan politicians that sit on the MOPs, the metropolitan planning committees here in Lowndes County. We don't have no blacks to give us no representation. We left out in the wilderness, and they striving on the needs of our communities to build their communities. And we are sick and tired of we tired of being left out. We're sick and tired of it, and we refuse to be left out. What y'all want us to do? Sit back and play holy, play godly? I want us to go get us a box of matches and let's
start burning things down. Is that what you all waiting for?
What you want us to do?
Lord have mercy. This directed to the Justice Department. It is time now that we who love this country, we who are trying to help save this country. Look, when you have pleaded with your local, state, and federal governments to come down and take a look at the people that keep dying and dying in the jail, keep seeing the same people get all the money from Section 3, Section 6, or Title 6, and then we plead with you all. I have wrote people in Atlanta, and they still send me to agency, to agency, to agency, and then they act like they don't even understand what's going on. It's time for a change, y'all.
My brother, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are down here in the bottom, at the bottom of the barrel in the ghetto. Everyone have utilized our needs to the best of their interests. We can help our president rebuild our nation if we get some recognition and be included instead of excluded all the time.
You all hear Doc talking? This is not done out of hate. This is done out of respect for this country. You cannot deny that we have been, as black African Americans, we have been the most humble Americans. We perhaps is the most patriotic Americans. Hannity would never take what we have taken as a people. Rush Limbaugh would never take what we have taken as a people. We have been from police dogs to the outhouse, had to fight just to get a right to use the bathroom, just to be called more than 3/5 of a human being. And yet we write letters, we have sent videos about the deaths, and yet the Justice Department has come to town concerning the Valdosta City school system. They came down here, they met with us, the SCLC, the NAACP, Reverend Rose. They came down here, the white president, the historic president, Lee Turton, the Justice Department sat with us. They talked with us, and they left the city, and they left things the same. And it is time now for us to let the truth be known, because as I said so many times, Jesus said, Justice Department, I could call y'all names, but I'm gonna wait. You know, I know your names at the Justice Department. And this is not hate. I'm doing it because I served my country. I'm willing to go over there and die on a foreign battlefield, only to return home to have the local, state, and federal government to ignore the mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers that call me about what's going on in our local jail, and nothing changes.
My brother, I want to say this to all our local public officials,
including the ministers of gospel
and everyone out there. And I'm going to say this in the greatest respect. This is New Year's Eve.
Yes, sir.
And I'm wishing everybody Happy New Year's, but I'm still pissed off.
Happy New Year.
And I want to say it this way and try to keep it respectful as I can.
Yes, absolutely.
On Palm Sunday, Jesus rode in to the city on an ass. And I'm going to do just like the Lord did. I'm going to stay on your ass, okay, until we get some justice.
Justice is what justice is. Before you go, my brother, hold this right here. This is the level. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for you all who know about the square and compass. And you know that the square is the word of truth. You know that. And if you don't, you know it now. And the compass represents the Holy Spirit of the living God. We have done everything we could for the last 40 years here in this area to meet you on the level, Justice Department, local, state, and city governments. We have tried our best to meet you on the level. And if everything else fails, and if meeting you on the level don't work, then guess what? Jesus said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free. Happy New Year to my beautiful brother. Thank you for all the work that you have done in this community, Brother Robinson. And although the news media may not get it out, it seems like they are making a little change, and we want to thank them. But we are waiting for the Justice Department to come in here and do what they need to do.
Yeah, that's right.
President Barack Obama, I plead unto you. That's your Justice Department. I was on ABC News with Charles Gibson here in Valdosta, Georgia. When are the people under the Democratic Party going to stand up and represent and make us feel good that we are Democrats because you are actually on the case of bringing about change? Now, we're going to have Doc Robinson close this out while I step around and do what I do. Close me out, brother.
All right. That being said, we want to wish everybody a Happy New Year's. We out here at Wild Adventures, a theme park in our community, and it's something that was put here in behalf of all the people, and we have a good time out here from time to time. But remember, we have feelings too.
And y'all heard Doc Robinson. We are at Wild Adventures Theme Park here in Valdosta, Lowndes County, Georgia. Until next time, we're not going to clip out here again this year. We make you that promise. But next year, we will be back. And we are going to hold even the Justice Department accountable because the people in Valdosta and Lowndes County are suffering, and they are suffering above measure. Until next time, this is kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhymes saying, we are out at Wild Adventure because it seems like the life here in Valdosta and Lowndes County is nothing more than a wild adventure. A wild adventure, a wild adventure. Bye-bye, we're gone.